was almost going to be a cleanup in Dave's car. This is not going to be good. Thank you so much, Karina, for coming out and doing that and bringing, oh my gosh, if you haven't seen that baby, it is the cutest baby ever. That baby's gorgeous. Thank you. Our next mom is a good friend of mine. She's an excellent massage therapist, a wonderful cook, and a talented craftsperson. She and I took a pottery class together one time, and pretty sure she made an entire china set. It was an hour class. And she looked at me and she said, "So, what'd you do, Beth?" And I had like this mashed down kind of creamer thing spinning around on the wheel. I was like, this is what I got. So please welcome Nicole Recht.
Short people microphone. I am standing up. Okay. So, a lot of people out here. So, I'm 28 years old. Not anymore. And I just finished the 10-year college plan. And I'm living and working in Concord, New Hampshire at a little boutique clothing store, and I'm partying on the weekends, and life is good. Everything's going good. And one day I woke up and I didn't feel so well. And this went on for like a couple of weeks. Like I felt tired, like bone tired all the time. And I had no appetite, and I had like cramps, you know, but like not when I should have cramps. And the worry mind that I possess went right to the worst case scenario. I have a tumor. So I call in sick to work, and I drive myself to the lady doctor. And as I sat there, perched on the examining table, waiting for her to come back with the test results, imagining what I would look like without hair, and how sick I would get from the chemo, and what I would tell my family, because I was certain it was cancer. And the doctor comes back in, and she smiles at me, and she says, "You're pregnant." What? You're pregnant. You're gonna have a baby. I don't even like kids. And so I left. And I remember sitting down on the curb in front of the doctor's office and just sobbing. Just sobbing. What am I gonna do? This is definitely not on my screen. And this was before I had a screen. This was like, still had a big like Macintosh, like giant computer. And so for the next 4 days, I cried. I just cried for like 4 days. And then I woke up on the 5th day and I said, well, I've been charged with this and it's a blessing and I'm gonna have this baby. And 7 months later, I woke up in my bed, unable to move, my baby laying next to me crying, and someone had come into my house in the middle of the night and filled my breast with cement. And I wanted to pick him up because he needed to be held, but I couldn't even sit up. And I reached the cordless phone, I called my mom. I'm like, I get something, I don't know what's going on. I think it's the milk. And I realized at that moment, nothing's ever going to be the same. I am now a mother. So I better change the message on my answering machine. Beep. You've reached the postpartum house of pain. Today we're featuring engorged breasts, hamburger meat sutured vagina, and everyone's favorite regurgitated breast milk. Leave a message. My friends thought this was hilarious. My dad, not so much. But I couldn't get this baby to latch on, and I've got like enough milk to feed an army. And my mom, she keeps showing up at my house with 6-packs of formula. Nikki, she said, just give him a bottle. Why are you torturing yourself? But it was really important to me that I was going to breastfeed my baby. So finally I decided to call the midwife. So she comes over and she says, you have to stimulate the sucking reflex in the baby's mouth. You have to get the nipple to touch the roof of the baby's mouth so he'll latch on and start to suck. Okay. And nothing could have prepared me for what came next. And she grabbed my breast and smushed it like it was a Cubano sandwich, and she shoved it in my baby's mouth. Just like this, she says. You just... But it worked. And it only took me 5.5 months to do it again. But we got the hang of it. But it was a hard first year. It was hard. And I don't know if any of you were single mothers, but it's hard. And I cleaned houses every day with my baby in a Kelty pack on my back because I didn't want to leave him with anybody. And then I would wait tables at night, and my mom or my sister would come over and sit with him. And I'd come home from work like with the cement breasts again. And the kid wouldn't take a bottle. I had like 6 bottles like in the freezer lined up, and he would not drink out of. He would wait until I got home. But one night, some friends of mine invited me to go out dancing. And that really wasn't my scene anymore. You know, I'm like a mom now. I've got a baby. He was 6 months old. My mom said, you should go, Nikki. It'll be good for you to get out and have some fun and go dancing and see your friends. I think it was my birthday. Fine. So I put on a dress and I go to the club. And I remember walking in feeling like I'm missing an appendage, you know? Yeah. And wondering, do any of the other women in this club, have they ever felt like that? Do any of them, no. No, just wet t-shirts. And so I'm standing there feeling awkward. I'm thinking about my missing, you know, my baby, and then this really cute guy comes up and asks me to dance. And I forgot all about my missing appendage. So we're dancing, and we're out there, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm like, yeah, I remember what this feels like. And he's cute, and he's smiling at me, and I'm dancing. And I look down, to my horror, there's my really expensive mail-order moleskin breast pad. And it's getting kicked around on the dance floor. And I look up and I'm thinking, if that's down there, what's going on up here? And then I'm thinking I shouldn't be here. And then I thought about my baby at home. And then the letdown happened. And I'm not talking about the emotional letdown. I'm talking about the letdown. So what do? I ask the Madonna for some sage advice. Tell me what to do, Madonna. And she answered my prayers. Vogue. Move to the music. You can do it. And I make my exit. for a very, very long time. And it was an ordeal. The first 2-3 years were really, really tough. They were really tough. But it didn't stop me from doing it 2 more times. And the third one, seemingly the easiest one, she never cried. She was always happy. She slept like an angel, big blue eyes, and just all the time, just so easy. And I felt like, yeah, I deserve this. I deserve an easy baby after all of that. But right around 2.5, she started to show her true colors. And I walked into the bathroom, and there she was with the water running, and there were sanitary pads plastered all over the walls of the entire bathroom. It was like she knew I needed a padded room. And the only thing that was missing was the straitjacket. And who knew that always panty liners would make such a fetching strapless sundress for Barbie? Or that Tampax made the perfect flotation device so Barbie could enjoy a day at the pool. But that's not the memory that stands out when I think about my third child. We were in Surrey, Maine, staying at a friend's beach cottage. And it was a beautiful day, and we're sitting on the beach, my friend and I, who I hadn't seen in years, and we're having a glass of wine in the middle of the afternoon. And the kids are all playing because they hadn't seen each other in years, and everybody's happy. And I was finishing all my sentences, and nobody was asking me to clean anything or cook anything, and I didn't hear anybody yell, "Mom! Mom!" And that feeling, that totally relaxed, content feeling, like in being myself for a little while, it lasted for like 3 minutes. And then, "Where's Amelia?" And I turn to my friend, "Where's Amelia?" And her eyes get wide, and we both turn to the horizon and the ocean. And it would be just like her to go like drown in the ocean. And of course her father wasn't there, so I couldn't blame him. This one was totally on me. So I turned to the kids, "Where's your sister? Where is she?" "I don't know. She was here a minute ago. I don't know." So I run up to the cottage, and it's old, and there's like crevices and nooks and crannies and rickety, dangerous staircases, and I'm freaking out, and I'm running from room to room, screaming her name, nothing, and then I stop. Where does she know she's never supposed to go? So I run around to the front of the cottage, and I slide open the door to the van. And there, naked as a jaybird, upside down, with one leg wrapped around the shoulder harness seatbelt in the back of the van, swinging Cirque du Soleil style, wielding a 48-ounce bottle of baby powder. Yeah. Every surface covered, every vent, every seat, every window covered. And I hate the smell of baby powder. And I wish that I had handled that moment with humor. But I got mad. I got really mad. But when I look back, and if I had to do it all over again, I would never have bought a 48-ounce bottle.